ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Mamas. I'm Amajal Knowles with your ZNS Total Sports. And she's on top of the world yet again. Shaunae Miller-Uibo turning heads and opening eyes, this time after a blistering performance in the women's finals of the 200 meters in the Brussels Diamond League. Miller-Uibo separating herself from the competition in the final 50 meters of a race that featured European record holder Daphne Schippers and Olympian Shericka Jackson, as well as the US ace Gianna Prandini. Schippers looking like she would finally get over the Shaunae hump during the first 100 meters as she held a slight lead, with Shaunae approaching the last stretch shifting gears, utilizing those long legs to make up some serious ground, ultimately cruising to a winning time of 22.12 seconds. A dominant and emphatic win as Miller-Uibo wrapped up what has been a stellar Diamond League season by retaining the Diamond Trophy and the $50,000 cash prize.
And Bahamian track and field superstar Stevie Gardner letting the public know that he's okay. This after the Bahamian double record national holder seemed to suffer a slight injury in yesterday's Diamond League 400-meter men's final over in Zurich. Gardner, who was comfortably in the lead during the waning moments of the race, seemed to pull up during the final 100 meters. In a Facebook post, Gardner confirming that it was a cramp and thanked all of his fans for their support, speaking optimistically, saying that it's just one of those unfortunate things that tends to happen in sports. Gardner also indicating that he is definitely looking forward to competing next year. And it's back to school time, which means it's also back to school sports. Claimed head basketball of the C.I. Gibson Rattlers, Kevin K.J. Johnson, says coaches are looking forward to the start of the season.
There's a huge optimism about this year coming up, and we're looking forward to this calendar sporting year. So we've been working all summer, especially the girls and boys basketball team. And you know, boys volleyball team is the national, to defend the national champion. So we're looking forward to a good season this year and good year.
Johnson also thinking of ways to generate more interest in high school sports, even if that means bringing the private and public schools together.
If both private and government schools could get together, definitely would be more games, more exciting. But I think it need to come from the government part of it. The ministry need to collide with both entities and make it happen. I think it could happen. I mean, they do it in Grand Bahama now, you know, private and public play together. So I think that they just need to sit down, put their heads together and make it happen, because all of us are Bahamian kids and we want one common goal to see our kids compete and do well and give them opportunities to get scholarships. So, you know, I think it could happen. You just need to sit down and work all the details out.
Gymnastics is not an extremely popular sport in the country, but a foreign gymnastics coach says she sees great potential amongst our youngsters. Ann Kalasa, owner of Gymland School for Gymnastics based in Hopewell, New Jersey, wants to see the sport grow.
So I will tell you that the first experience I had with Bahamian gymnasts was when I came down here for a vacation as a 17-year-old, and I saw the children tumbling on the beach of that resort. And I was truly amazed, and I spoke to those kids on the beach, and I tumbled with them as I was a gymnast also, and I couldn't believe that they had no professional training. And you know, then in coming back here as an 18-year-old and starting a competitive program with Barbara Thompson and Trevor Ramsey and several others, it was always striking how much talent is on this, you know, relatively small island. Bahamians tend to have a good flexibility. They tend to have a good body alignment, quick muscles, you know, not too tall. Those things rotate well. So there really is a predisposition, I feel, in Bahamian children to reach the top level of this sport.
Now, as for what is needed to help cultivate this potential.
Facility, facility, facility. I can tell you, if you don't have the right equipment, you just can't stay healthy. You also can't learn the skills that you want to learn. You know, you need in-ground pits, you need different types of floors. So, you know, we learn off of a tumbling trampoline, and then we learn off of a rod floor into a foam pit. You know, so you can certainly get pretty far here in this gym or other gyms that are on the island. But at some point, you're going to need to either build a better facility in the Bahamas, or the kids have to go off, which obviously that's what we're doing in Sydney's case. But it'd be great if it could happen right here at home.
Kolasa is currently working with young Sydney Wells, who is working towards attaining a level 10 on the U.S. gymnastics scale, which is one notch below the elite level, which also happens to be the Olympic qualifying standard. Best of 5 first-round playoffs continuing last night. Down 1-0 to the Commando Security Truckers, the BDC Warriors jumped out to an early 8-1 lead. The Truckers scored the game's final 16 runs en route to a 17-8 victory. The Warriors now have their backs against the wall and need a win on Tuesday to stay alive in the series. As for the ladies, the Bennett-winning Sunshine Auto Wildcats were trying to rebound from a stunning 15-1 loss in their series opener against UBC. They too got out to a fast start, scoring 6 runs in the top of the first inning. Just like on Tuesday night, the heavens would open, forcing play to be postponed for the rest of the night. The game will pick back up tonight at 8, so the 2 series continue tomorrow. And Buddy Hield continuing to spend his offseason torching fellow NBA superstars. Last week, we saw Buddy dish out buckets at the Rico Hines UCLA Open run. This week, he was back to his old stomping grounds in Norman, Oklahoma. As a third-year guard, played several one-on-one games with other former Oklahoma stars, Pistons forward Blake Griffin and Hawks rookie guard Trae Young. The trio were in town for their school's annual alumni game, as well as the dedication of the new practice facility named in honor of Griffin's family. Not the first time Buddy and Blake have had a viral video. Flashback to Buddy's freshman season at Norman, where Griffin posterized the young guard in a practice session, Griffin later saying that it was all love. During his 4 years in Norman, Buddy developed into a scoring sensation and enjoyed a successful college stint, which culminated in receiving the prestigious John R. Wooden Award in his senior season. Both Hield and Young served as co-head coaches for the Legends alumni game and helped guide Team Crimson to the victory. While Buddy, Trae, and Blake never shared the court together as Sooners, they were able to engage in some friendly competition on the hardwood, with Buddy apparently getting the best of his Sooner brethren.
For sports, a quick check on weather is up next.